Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We're still focused on security this morning. Mr. Mike Ejiofor, former director with the SSS, joins us this morning. Morning, and thank you for joining us today. Let's start with taking a look at this. What are we not doing right with this security situation we've got on our hands?
Come here again.
What are we not doing right that we need to correct?
Well, I don't think there's anything we're not doing right.
But bombs are still going off and people are dying.
But we need to put in more. Yeah, I agree. People are dying. It's an asymmetric war, and you don't expect it to end in a day. But you notice that actually the situation in the Northeast has tremendously improved with the insurgents being pushed to the fringes. Prior to this time, we had issues with even in Abuja, in Kano, Kaduna, and the rest of them. Those ones are not happening again. We are making tremendous progress. But my problem is that we are doing more of the talk than the action. There are so many discordant tunes, people speaking from different places, and it doesn't help for the fight. It discourages the military. Some people will come out to say, we don't have arms. Some will say we have arms, we have some standard arms. Some will say a lot of things going on, very uncoordinated, discordant tunes. And I think it's not in the best interest of this fight against terrorism. We need to be coordinated. We need to synchronize all our efforts, get towards achieving the desired results. I'll give you an instance. Like the issue of the Air Force statement made that was retracted, that people have located, the Air Force has located where these girls are, Chibok girls are, which was also later retracted. I think we should go back. You know, the former government had the same problem where everybody was issuing different statements before they came up with the National Information Center. There must be people designated to address the issue of Boko Haram. It's a strictly military affair. We should leave politics out of all this. And the earlier we do that, the better for us.
You know, every time we talk about leaving politics out of this, a lot of people get confused. What do you mean by that? Because we have people who are there, they feel the pain, they feel the heat. We have correspondents who also give us information on what's on ground. Are you saying we shouldn't say the way it is, or wait for the government to tell us something quite...
No. The point I'm making, we should report, people should be informed. People should be informed of the general situation. But the point I'm making is that a senator will come up to say a larger percentage of Borno is being occupied. The governor will come out to say it is not true. And these discordant tunes, that's the point I'm making, that we are playing politics with it. And don't forget that before this government came in, they came in on the mantra that they were going to end this fight within a very short time. And at the end of the day, a deadline was given by Mr. President, which has not been met. So the government is now under pressure to meet the people's demands by telling we have achieved. I think much as we agree that we have made success, let us continue to educate the people on their responsibility, especially the people within that sub-region. Because these people don't operate from the space, they operate within the area. So we need to, that's the point I'm making, I should leave politics out of it. The government should not be pressurized to admitting or recanting some of the promises. The earlier we do that, the better for us.
What do you think about the statement by Senator Gabai? First, he was commissioner for local government, and now he's the senator in charge of that region. Do you think we should ignore his comment, being that he's the man on the ground? He goes home, he understood what exactly is happening.
Well, he is on ground. I have not been to that place to assess the exact situation, the correct situation, the Islamic state for West Africa, in the West African sub-region. So it has been internationalized. If it ends in Nigeria, the possibility of international connections from Cameroon and the various the sub-region cannot be ruled out. So since it's a global war, you have the ISIS, you have the Al-Shabaab and the rest. Nigeria is not an island. I don't think we'll completely, but let us control the internal security of our own problems.
Aside, you know, the government not engaging in this debate as to whether or not there's been technical defeat or, you know, local governments are still within the control of Boko Haram, what more would you like to see the government do to ensure that this group is routed?
Yeah, it needs the cooperation of the members of the public. For people to be security conscious, we should not leave it to our security forces alone. The government should embark on massive education, massive enlightenment of the people, giving them assurance, because the primary responsibility of government is welfare and security of the people. If you don't provide that, then there's no government. We need to emphasize the need for people to come back. And there's no way they can come back without giving them the assurance and the confidence to come back. You have to rebuild the area. And by so doing, I think people will be encouraged to come back. As it is now, if you go and tell the displaced persons to come back that the place is, you don't give them the assurance, they might not likely come back for now.
Are you seeing any apparatus on the part of government? Is government setting up any, you know, a system that you can see that the people can easily report these happenings around them to government or security agencies?
Yes, you see, that's one thing that is lacking. You recall that before this, every administration comes with its own change. You recall that before this time, when you were doing your intro, I watched it, and when you talked about the activities of the State Security Service, the SSS, for instance, now, as far as I know, has no person who talks on behalf of the service. You did mention it that people were just, we need to balance. Why not advocating that the SSS should be in the forefront of talking to the members of the public? There is also the need to moderate and let people know what the SSS is doing. So I think the service should also try to re-engineer and see how they can reach out to the people. It is very critical because you cannot work without intelligence. And the statutory organ charged with intelligence is the State Security Service. So if they are not with the people, it becomes very difficult for you to get in that intelligence. I think we need to re-engineer the information process of the State Security Service.
All right, and thank you very much indeed for your thoughts today, Mr. Mike Ejiofor, former director with the SSS. And we will be back in a minute. Don't go away.